The Truth Girls.
Hi everyone. Well, just a little while ago I did a video about the TSA scrapping the X-ray scanners, and I was all excited about this. I thought this was a really good thing. When I saw that, you know, they had gotten rid of the backscatter scanners and they were just going to use these millimeter wave scanners, which apparently just make you look like a gingerbread man, I thought, well, you know, that's an improvement. That's not so bad. But now I feel like I've been suckered by propaganda. These scanners are maybe not so good after all. First of all, this is what I thought they made you look like. However, they actually show much more detailed images. Privacy software can modify them so that they look more gingerbread man-like, but the scanner really does show a lot more of your anatomy than what they would like you to think. Now, as for the safety of these things, see, I looked into it and it said, well, it's not an X-ray, and so it doesn't have ionizing radiation, so it shouldn't cause cancer, and you know, it seems to be safe. It hasn't been shown to be that dangerous. Well, that's what they want us to think, but of course, whenever you look into something, first you encounter all this propaganda, and then you have to keep digging. So I did keep digging. I want to thank you guys because you're so awesome. Because see, I put up this video and I was like, this is great. This is an improvement. And I still think it kind of is. I mean, they are getting rid of the X-ray machines. But you all pretty much unanimously agreed that you would like to see no scanners, which I also agree with, of course. And you started pointing out to me a lot of other issues that I hadn't realized, problems with the millimeter wave scanners. So here's something that I found. This article, TSA's millimeter wave scanners radiate cells with untested and dangerous technology. Well, basically, it's like microwaves. But obviously, we all know that the microwave you have in your kitchen is very damaging to your cells. They were banned in Russia, and it's for a reason. You know, obviously, you don't want to go through a microwave. And they would like you to think that these waves penetrate only so slightly that it won't do you any damage. But if you read this article, you'll see that this safety has really not been proven, and that, see, they really just haven't tested it that much. As they said here, calling the 24 gigahertz to 30 gigahertz radiation emitted by the TSA scanner millimeter waves isn't exactly accurate. Calling them super high frequency microwave scanners would be more accurate, but that might scare the public a bit, so the fact that microwave radiation is being used has been hidden and then downplayed. So that's certainly disconcerting. And so is this. The biological effects of the electromagnetic spectrum can be so dramatic that in 1990, after the EPA studied the effects of EMF, they recommended that EMFs join the ranks of formaldehyde, DDT, toxins, and PCBs as a Class B carcinogen. But the military and computer lobbyists forced the EPA to change this perspective. In other words, health risks were ignored and downplayed because of powerful lobbies who had an interest in creating, using, and deploying technology that operated in different, virtually untested frequencies on the microwave spectrum would have been hampered. And isn't this how it is with pretty much everything in the States? When it comes to public safety, the corporate lobbies usually win out over common sense and actual public safety. And here's another article concerning exposure to radiation from MIT Technology Review, how terahertz waves tear apart DNA. See, this is where I'm not really clear on this, because I think the other ones are the ones they have at the airport are not actually terahertz. But I would hope not, because in this article, as they point out, there's some research showing that exposure to these terahertz radiation can actually unzip your DNA or create bubbles in your DNA, and there was actually a study on this. And apparently these millimeter wave scanners can damage medical equipment, like this girl's $10,000 insulin pump. Is it really that much better to just have these and not the backscatter machines? Now I'm pretty concerned because I don't have any real assurance that it's safe. There has been no real evidence that it's not safe, but who can you trust? What, the EPA and the FDA and all these agencies, they just do what corporations want them to do, basically. So my review of the situation following this information that you guys provided me with, which I very much appreciate, is that, well, the problem is far from being solved. And I'd have to say that for myself personally, considering that I don't believe the official 9/11 story, and considering that in Israel they don't use any kind of body scanners and they haven't had any problems with terrorism, I think that they should just get rid of the scanners and get some kind of security system that actually works and is safe for the public and not invasive. Like actually have trained people who are trained in detecting suspicious activity, and not just a bunch of thugs who just came straight out of high school and are ready to get their power trip on. I think there's definitely a better way to be dealing with this. So let me know if you know anything else about these millimeter wave scanners, and would you go through one if you had to, or would you still opt for the pat down? So thanks for listening to me, and I'll see you next time.